I spent around $650 on a Facebook Instagram ad campaign for my latest release, Stellar Engine, only targeting Spotify. For $650, the results was maybe not extremely good, but stick to later in the video after we have looked through the Facebook ad manager and Spotify artist backend for my thoughts and plans about the economic side of things and in regards to music marketing. So if we take a look at the Facebook ad manager, this is the Facebook ad manager where I have set up the ads for Stellar Engine. I have set the ads up using advice from Tom Dupree III and Andrew Southworth, two profiles here on YouTube who are worth watching if you are into music marketing. They have a lot of great advice, and I have used a lot of their advice to set up my campaign here, but maybe not all of them, but most of them. So if we take a look at the campaign, it's a conversion campaign I'm using, and it is sending people that click the ad to a landing page at ToneDen. And we can take a look at the landing page here. It has a link only to Spotify since I want to focus on building up the following on Spotify first. Keep watching this video because this campaign, even though I only targeted Spotify, did actually affect some of my other places like iTunes and Apple Music as well. And I can show you that later on in the video. So this campaign is tracking the conversion event view content. And view content is what happens when someone click on the Spotify link on this ToneDen page here. Facebook then tries to optimize the ads to people that are more likely going to click on that Spotify link. In targeting, I am targeting mostly tier 1 countries as it's called. And I have added some tier 2 countries as well. For example, Brazil, who ended up being one of the countries with most streams actually. Age here was set pretty broad, 18 to 65 plus. I would probably do 18 to around 50, perhaps 55 now. Matching people having Spotify as an interest and narrowing it to techno or trance music. I'm using manual placements, so I have Facebook feed, Instagram feed, Facebook video feeds, Instagram Explore, and then I use Instagram stories. So when the campaign started, I set the daily budget to $60 and I plan to use $60 for 3 days. After 3 days, I reduced the budget to around $25 per day. Then I think it was around 2 weeks, I reduced the budget to around $10 or $12 per day. And then I turned the ads off when I reached the $640 limit here, as you can see here. This is in Norwegian crowns, but you can just take off a zero here and it's $640. So I started off using 5 different ad creatives, using different sections in the song. Some in the middle, alternate version, intro, main version, and different parts of the song. I ended up using only one of these after a while, since it managed to get a somewhat decent conversion rate. When I started the campaign, the cost per conversion was really high. It was actually around $1 per conversion, and it didn't look like it would go down at first glance, at least not the first day. But I gave it a day, and I can see that the cost was slowly going down to about 80 cents and slowly going lower. So I had 5 ad creatives running at the same time, and I could see that Facebook was trying to test all of them, and it used up the budget for $60 to be sure. But I could see that this ad got cheaper conversions faster than the other ads, so I decided to turn off all of the 4 ads here and just keep this ad going, and it finally adjusted down to around 22-25 cents per conversion at the end of the campaign, and I just kept that ad running for the entirety of the campaign. But honestly it took a while to get to that point. So this is not a new Spotify account. I have had it for many years, and I have uploaded tracks to it, or at least when I started uploading, I uploaded albums. It has never gotten it real traction, and I haven't done any meaningful marketing as well. It's only now I'm doing this more seriously, so I don't have that many streams to begin with. So it's really easy to see if this marketing actually have any effect on my Spotify account, because I don't really have a lot of streams to begin with there. But if we take a look at the track in question here in Spotify, Stellar Engine, I started the ad campaign around October 19th, and I kept it going for actually 9 days, getting almost 100 streams per day. But then on day 10, it got into release radar playlist, and the streams jumped to around, well, it was 900 here on the 29th October, but then it settled down to around 750 streams-ish per day. And then one day it got even a bigger push in release radar, getting 2,300 streams in one day. But it suddenly died down after that, getting to around 200 to 300 streams per day. And at this stage, I also reduced the ad spend budget, and around here, the November the 10th, I actually turned off the ads, and it's getting streams on around 200-300 anyways. As I have understood, it's not only streams that are important, we have to look at saves and playlist ads as well. So here we have 847 saves out of 10,000 streams, and this is a save rate a bit under 10%. We have over 500 playlist ads, and the save rate and the playlist ads are metrics to look at in terms of if people like your music. I mean, if you have a lot of streams and you have no saves and no playlist ads, this means that people listen to your music and just forget about it. But if you have saves here, well, 850 people clicked the heart thing on the track with an intent of listening to it at a later time, and playlist ads are, as it says, added to a playlist. As far as I know, the Spotify algorithm that decides where your track is going to be placed in the playlists also use these numbers to decide how popular a track is, as far as I know, at least save rate. And it can affect the algorithmic playlist placements and streams. So algorithmic playlists are playlists Spotify are creating automatically, and we can see that a lot of streams are actually coming from algorithmic playlists. Here we can see that 63% of all streams are actually made by algorithmic playlists. So the Facebook ads help people to notice your track out from the other tracks out there, and when people begin to play your track, like it, save it, and interact with it, Spotify notices that behavior and hopefully give it another push in Release Radar, Discover Weekly, and you get kind of free streams for that. Another thing you get is more followers. Now, I know that followers on many platforms are just bragging rights, but followers on Spotify have a use, because when you release new music, Spotify will ping those followers and you will likely get more streams. This will build up after each release you do, and during my campaign here, I gained about 100 followers, and in addition, other tracks in my catalog also got saves and streams while I did run the campaign. So this ad campaign also affects other tracks in the catalog as well, as we can see here. Element 115 is one of the tracks that got streams while I was doing the ad campaign, and also some other tracks here that also got streams and saves, and not only just the main track here. Earlier in the video I said I was only targeting Spotify in the landing page, but one thing I noticed on Apple Music is that the track got some streams there as well. Not that much obviously, but enough to see that people probably manually searched for it on Apple Music and found it there. I have no real way of knowing if this is really true, so it's really speculation on my part, but I don't have a lot of streams on Apple Music, and it clearly went up when I had the ad campaign running. So some people have to have been searching manually for the track, and that says something about how effective this ad strategy was. So if you see here in the past 8 weeks here, you can see that in September here, I don't have a lot of streams on Apple Music. It's like 0, 1, 2 here. And we can go to October here when I started my Facebook ad campaign, only targeting Spotify, and we can actually see that I get more streams on Apple Music as well, even though I don't target it at all. I don't send any people there at all, but I still get streams there. So that was really interesting. And I also have a YouTube channel where I just have my music, not this YouTube channel, but another one. And I could notice that the Stellar Engine track on YouTube channel also got a little bit more interaction when I was running the ad campaign. Not much, but a little bit. So I really have no idea if the results I have presented in this video are good or not. And I don't think you can draw that many conclusions because this is just my first real ad campaign. And I mean, return on investment is not really something I'm thinking of now. 10,500 streams gives you what, about $20 or $30 in revenue. So it's not a return on investment in that way, but what I'm trying to do is to build up a following, and maybe after a year or two, perhaps it's going to show some more results. I mean, if you get some more followers and if you get some more attention on you, and when you release a new track, if you keep releasing music, you will eventually perhaps build a snowball if your music are good enough, of course, and more people will get to your profile. I have this kind of, I'm still not sure if the music I make is really good enough. I get a few comments, and I get people that say they like the tracks and they like the music, but I constantly keep comparing myself to others. I feel like the other people who create music are much better than me. But I don't know, it's this syndrome, what is called, I don't know, imposter syndrome. Yeah, I think I have a lot of that. So we will see how it goes. Using $500 or $600 each month, that's a lot of money for, I guess, a lot of people. But I have a good job. I have downgraded my car a little bit. I still drive a BMW, but I have bought a cheaper one. Yeah, and I do service it myself. And I think investing in yourself is not necessarily something wrong, and I see this is kind of investing in yourself. I mean, I have produced music for many years, and instead of getting onto a label, I can just try to run the marketing myself instead, and just own everything I do. I mean, instead of buying crypto or buying NFTs or buying, I can kind of throw I don't see it that way, but throw away the money on Facebook ads and just build something more useful, perhaps. So I have a release schedule planned for the summer until the summer next year, and I'm going to release music about every 6 weeks moving forward. I have a back catalog of tracks which I can put up on Spotify, and my newest release, Forgotten Astronauts, drops in about a week, so make sure to follow me on Spotify to get notified about that. So I don't really know how this is going to play out. This is something I'm going to try for about a year or so, and see where we get. Some of you also watch this channel because I do some stock music content as well. I'm not going to stop producing stock music, but I have this problem of when I produce my tracks, you have to produce a track really for stock music. You have to produce it in a certain way, and I have kind of a difficult time of doing that. I know I got accepted to a stock music library Motion Array, and I actually have 20 tracks up there that they accepted. But the tracks I upload to Spotify, I sometimes edit them. I maybe make shorter intros, and maybe I remove some of the bridge and just make it a more compact track, more fit for stock music. So I'm not going to stop doing stock music. All of the tracks I upload to Spotify also have a stock music version, but when I decide if I'm going to make a stock music track or if I'm going to make a kind of music track you listen to, this is just, I can't decide that. It will be decided when I produce the track, and then I have to decide if I'm going to focus on stock or focus on Spotify. I actually have a few tracks I don't think are a good fit for Spotify. It's just a stock track. But we will see how it goes. And of course, I will make videos about stock music as well. And if you like things like this, you can click the like button or the bell button to get notified when I release new videos. And that's all. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.